So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. I'm having my customary red Italian bitter and Prosecco. It's Friday. I was dragging tail yesterday, but today I've got all the energy in the world, though I must admit I'm a little worn out. And I just love these on a Friday. My favorite cocktail on the planet. But it's a beautiful day. So glad to be here. I'm hoping everybody has had a fantastic week, and I'm hoping that if it is your weekend, you get time away to do something that is enjoyable, it's safe, and it's the most pleasurable experience ever. That's my wish for you. As always, right? So I'm the Yank. I'm Christopher. I'm delighted you're here to help me solve this grid. And speaking of, why don't we go ahead and open it up and get started, because you never know what we're going to have. And I don't want to keep us waiting and waiting and waiting, which tends to be the case with me. Okay, so we have a cryptic crossword number 29684. It is set by Soup. And apparently it has been up since 1 o'clock this morning. I was not. Okay, so 500 pounds, double the amount in cash. Grand would be too short. This is gonna be a tricky one. It's not just gonna be like, no, it'll be something I don't know. One doesn't like spending time away from man. One doesn't like spending, maybe. Time away from man, maybe. I don't know. Mystical style of Gangnam artist. Well, we got the Psy guy, right? Here's the guy that did the Gangnam song, right? And then mystical, so maybe he's psychic. I don't know, but we can only check it. Negative letters from company. Impossible. Impossible. 2, 3, and 2. I gotta have something maybe to go with that. Island natives, spooked Argonauts, and ultimately Jason. 5 and 5. Okay. Body of letter describes quite questionable manners. 9. Well, just need to have something in here. One doesn't like spending time away from man. One doesn't like spending. This S here, you see that? One doesn't like spending, right? So what if they're cheap? What if they're a miser? What if they're a real Scrooge? That doesn't help, though. Not one single bit. Negative letters from company. Okay. Well, maybe it'll soak in. I think that's half the time what happens. I look at it, I go, ugh, and then I just put it back here somewhere, and then I go do whatever, and then when I come back, it's had time to stew a bit, maybe, sometimes that helps. Handy plants For sandy shade, 4 and 5. Sandy shade. Handy plants. For sandy shade. How about palm trees, right? You can use like an oasis, perhaps. Sandy shade. Handy being palms. Clever one. And just the right amount of gettable for me. Island native spooked Argonauts. So it tells me I need to anagram Argonauts. But that's 9 letters, and I've got a 5 and 5. Unless I'm supposed to ultimately, unless I'm supposed to put in a J or a U for the ultimately. I don't know. And don't have a clue what this is yet. German publican's spirit. Oh. Publicans? Spirit? German? As a speaker of German, well, we do often speak of the zeitgeist here, right? You know, or the spirit of the times, if you will, to kind of loosely translate that, you know. And, so maybe a Geist? Maybe? I don't know. No, I don't know. Body of letter describes quite questionable manners. Well, manners could be etiquette. So, okay. Oh, island natives spooked Argonauts and ultimately Jason. So, Argonauts, I can get orangutans out of that. So, orangutans. All right. So, impossible. 2, 3, and 2. Looks like it should be no can do. So I don't know what I've got going on in here. The T works. What do we got here? Ordered cigs, unopened beer, or household supplies. 9 letters starting with a G. Groceries, perhaps. Let's do a quick check if there's anything even existent that's quick. Spooner's kicking the pants drink. Oh yeah, I've been trying to read up on my Spoonerisms. So that might come in handy if it comes to me. Rocks back, kisses me, gently content. This looks like it's a 4 and 4, kicking the pants drink. This looks like we're trying to get root beer out of it, doesn't it? Now, we do have a problem up here, though, because I do believe what we have here is no can do. And if that's the case, I can't make Geist work in here, but I could make Ghost work in here. Well, look, we have a lot of Brits here in Bavaria. I meet them all the time, especially in Munich. I've got 2 friends that I see at the local pub here. when I'm down there on occasion, if I get through with the grids before an ungodly hour. And no, so I mean, I figure German is probably as common a language as any other than French in England. I mean, I would imagine. But what do I know? Let's see. Teaching paper will be in Spanish or as part of the bigger picture. Gently content. Rocks back. Kisses me. It just seems like this is going to be something nice, right? It seems like this is going to be something. Ernie and Richie meet Alec, perhaps. And I don't know anything about Ernie and Richie, but maybe you read about them. Are they like sitcom people or something? Good 4 and 3. So I'm thinking smart Alec. So maybe a wise guy? Perhaps? Wild country with river running through shrubby area. I don't know, but it sounds funny. Wild country with river running through shrubby area. Or shrubby area. 5 could be talking about shrubs, or is that what we're trying to talk about? We're talking about shrubs in an area, or shrubby as in just overgrown? Maybe brush. Maybe, perhaps. Batman's thus indicated cloak. So teaching paper will be in Spanish as part of the bigger picture. And this could be like I guess maybe Spanish mosaic, maybe tessera, the little pieces that make up closely, you know, that type of thing. Try it. I'm just gonna get nothing right. If I don't, I gotta put something in here. We'll see. If it's wrong, like Ghost was, I had Geist in there because I thought that was rather clever and accurate. But no, just change it if we can. It's all about the learning opportunity. So rocks, kisses. The gently content, I'm not sure, but these could be gems, like these are real gems. And so, yeah. So what do we got here now? We got Batman's thus indicated cloak. Man, I don't know. I don't know how it even works here, but I'm thinking this looks like it looks like a swath, doesn't it? Like it would be a swath, but what would that mean? See, Batman's caped crusader. I mean, is it a SWAT thing? And then there's a he, because it's Batman, but how do we indicate it? Is it a SWAT cloak? I don't know. I mean, I'm probably wrong. To be honest with you, I expect to be wrong. But I'm trying to come to an answer, and I haven't got a clue what that is. I mean, that makes no sense to me at all whatsoever. Might those they work with be stingy? Stingy? 10 letters. Well, it would be really clever if it was beekeepers because of the stingy thing. Might those they, I think, might those with whom they work be stingy? What did Winston Churchill say? Something along the lines of, this is not something up with which I shall put, right? I think he said something like that, right? You know, I was taught in parochial school, you know, I received a Catholic education, and yeah, so, but I was always, you never end a sentence with a preposition. And then all the jokes that came from that we were telling, like in 5th and 6th grade and stuff, you know, like the guy from Texas goes to Harvard and he's there for his first week and he's kind of lost on the Crimson Yard campus, and he walking around and he walks up to this guy and he's like, "Hey buddy, can you tell me where the library is at?" And the posh Harvard students like, you know, at Harvard, we don't end our sentences in prepositions. To which the Texan replied, "Oh, well, can you tell me where the library is at? Blank?" You know. Well, I actually make it a habit. I don't like to end my sentences with prepositions, and I mean, I've always tried to keep things, you know, correct. But yeah, something up with which I shall not put. That was classic. So, Trump's slogan: "Boosted men." Struggling against legendary warrior. Okay, so Trump's slogan, boosted. Now again, what do we get here? Island natives, spooked Argonauts. That tells me we're going to be anagramming something. And so when I got Trump's slogan, boosted, so MAGA, 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 boosted, so probably an anagram or backwards or something in reverse, perhaps a charade, I don't know. Charade. Trump's slogan, boosted men. Oh, and Neil, Musty MC, my friend Neil, if you're tuned in today, I just want you to know, thank you again. I used the word Philistine today, and I felt rather chuffed about that. So thank you for the advice on that. I felt just, yes. Oh, what is he? Some sort of Philistine? You know, it came out of my mouth. It was talking about somebody who threw somebody else under a bus, and it was just playful, you know, water cooler talk, if you will, right? But anyway, so, okay. Legendary warrior. And I got 9 letters, so I'm thinking Iliad, right? You know, I'm going Trojan here. I think this must be maybe Agamemnon. Now if I'm spelling it correctly. When's the last time you spelled Agamemnon, right? Yeah, I can't tell you. It's been years. Behaves badly. Boorish. Tussling's no good. 7. Okay. Well, scored and wore away missing veneer. Missing veneer. And wore away missing veneer. What? Okay. Was it worn away? Was it missing before or after it was worn away? Okay, these are questions I can't answer. Scored and wore away missing veneer. Okay, so I'm gonna go with scored, right? I think that's probably I'm gonna go with rated. You know, like that horrible website back in the day, Hot or Not. You know. Now there is a website called Rate My Professor, and I found out about it when I was a professor. I was an attending professor at a private university in North Texas for a number of years before I moved to Germany. And I found out that I had been assigned several chili peppers, and I wasn't sure what that meant. And one of the comments was that I was the goat, and I didn't know what that meant either at the time. And I was really a little bit, it's kind of butthurt by it, right? And my wife's like, no, chili peppers means you're hot. And the goat is the greatest of all time. So good thing I'm married to a hep cat. She knows. I do not. Some people will comment on like TikTok on these crossword solves. They'll be like, oh my God, this is whatever. And I don't know if it's a good thing or bad. So I'm like, like 13 acrosses having no right to short notice. So 13 across is our ghost. And we have this N and this D, 6 letters to play with. The ghost, maybe undead. Very clever soup, sir, madam. That was very clever. I love it. So, behaves badly, boorish, tussling's no good, and this looks like insults to me. And I have been in rare form on occasion that could have been described as boorish in my youth. I'm sure of it. But probably not since then. I've grown into a real gentleman. Truly. Even by congressional decree. There was the old joke in the United States Army. There was always this thing like gentlemen. It was like gentlemen and sergeants, right? You had gentlemen, you had sergeants, and you had soldiers, right? It was just rough and tumble group. But then there's the gentlemen, the officers. And it was always one of those things that went around the table. It's like that. Well, yeah, he's a gentleman by congressional decree only, kind of a thing, right? You get it. Part exchange delivered. You are last to receive transport. I don't know. These are just so beautifully worded. I don't nothing's coming to me, but I'm loving how they're just part exchange delivered. You are last to receive transport. And be honest with you, it looks like rapture to me, right? Especially when we get this last to receive transport. That sounds like something. That'll be the end days in me. That'll be the story. Let's see. So, from the mouth, heard by the ear. Oh, straightforward stuff on this one. I think I'd hate to be wrong after putting so much emphasis on that, but that's good. Part exchange, last receive. I think it is. I think it's rapture. So that really fit its definition for me. I think it's fabulous. What a fun grid, though. This has just been great. I'm a little concerned about one across, though. I don't know what to do with 1,000 quid. I got to figure that out. One suspends cuts. Recounting encounter with leader. One suspends cuts. We got 4 and 4. Recounting encounter with leader of 9. And I don't know how many Captain Hook commanded, but I do think this sounds like one suspends cuts. I think we're talking about a meat hook. And you could be talking about maybe a homophone of meat hook. It says leader of 9. I wish I knew more about Captain Hook. I don't. Passes Morlock's prey, left for fuel. Okay, but Morlocks preyed on the Eloy, right? Wasn't that what it was? It was the Eloy? Passes Morlock's prey, left for fuel. Six and three. Oh, I might need a little bit more. I don't know. I'm thinking some kind of oil. Because it says left for fuel, so that could be this down here. If I could get Eloy in here, for example. I gotta figure out where that is, and you know that. Oh, diesel oil. Shit. Stop. Sorry. Diesel oil. I think I just answered my question. It says, but if you look at that, it says passes Morlock's prey, right? Left for fuel, got an L here. So I was thinking, so here, so passes, guys. Eloy left. I was getting there. I just answered my own question. I love it. I absolutely love that. Employed setters and someone more senior. After work, a priest knocks off. After work, so a priest. And then knocks off. A priest I can make pirates out of, and knocks off. And did we have pirates yesterday? We've had pirates an awful lot this week. Pirates. Or somebody with a very strange list. That could be the way they refer to pirates. Why not? Looking to the sky. Weighs up a task it's taken on if really necessary. A man, let's see, according to Dunn. So 4 across. Man is 1, but Dunn, no man is an island. No man stands alone. Each man's joy is joy to me. Each man's grief is his own island. Yes, the island, the Isle of Man. Man is 1 is an island, except according to Dunn. That is fabulous. Very beautifully done there. So employed. Setters. Someone more senior. Heading for sandwich in small craft. Well, I'm going to go with ships. And I'm trying to remember what I heard about the Earl of Sandwich. If that's even true. If there was an Earl of Sandwich that invented the sandwich, I don't know. If you got any info on that. Any hunches even. You don't even need facts, right? If you just want to back up with a hunch what has become lore, right? You know, I would love to know your take on that. Because I think that's really cool. I mean, can you imagine us calling 2 pieces of bread with some meat and some cheese and some mayo or whatever in between it a combest, right? You know, because, you know, Christopher.combest, you know, came up with it. What to call it. I don't know. It's kind of fun. So looking to the sky, weighs up a task. It's taken only if really necessary. Employed. The only thing I'm getting here is this could be used, like as in employed. But setters and someone more senior used. I don't know. But now this looks like this could be at a push. I'm just sucking today at this typing thing. Please hope you forgive me on that. Okay, so this I have no idea. Etiquette, no can do. My little mess up here with Geist and Ghost, all withstanding. I have no idea what 500 pound styling is, what 500 quid is supposed to be. Double the amount in cash. I mean, if you had 500 quid and now you've doubled it, you've got $1,000. You've got 1K. Double the amount in cash. Cash could be money. You see me stretching myself to all ends to come up with some reason to put monkey in here? Because, I mean, it makes no sense otherwise. I mean, like, monkey. Now I got to look at this just for a second because I don't know how I feel about this puzzle. I think I had the most fun yet solving a grid in this grid. This was just fun. And I got to tell you, Soup, this is one of the most clever grids yet. I thought this was fabulous, but you have left me really scratching my head in so many places here. But I can see now how the money, and then we had a K in it. I was able to make most of it work. Not all of it though. The done thing was fabulous, by the way. And I mean, Trump's slogan, MAGA, 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 it just got me laughing. Thank you. That was great. Yeah, that's just super. No, this was a really great grid. Okay, let's see how badly or how well we did. Let me go ahead and check all. And yeah, it looks like we got them all in there. So that's fabulous, actually. That's really wonderful news. Now, I was able to play with my browser, and I've pressed it to the very nth. And then I opened a separate browser so I could read the clues. But what I'm looking at is I see that I'm able to get everything in a nice little square, and it's going to read here for us this. So this should clean up tremendously our Guardian Grid format in our WYSIWYG, the user interface, the screen, the setting here. So I'm very happy that I figured that out. Little by little, we're making a few. We're making a few additions here, a few corrections, a few changes, a few improvements, right? So we'll bring in our Benny Yardau, but I do invite you, if you have the slightest inkling to become a guest solver for the Guardian when I am not perchance, but will be at some point on a vacation at least 2 or 3 times in the remaining parts of this year. My Shotzi she's flying in to Munich in 12 days. I am so excited about that. And yeah, she's going to sleep for about a week and then she's going to be ready to go, right? So, I'm just saying, give it a month or two, but if you've got any part of you that feels like I could do the grid, and even if I can't, it would still be fun. I could do at least as good a job as Christopher does, right? Then shoot me an email, please. I'm really looking for folks to help me take over some of these duties for when those vacation days come. I almost always will do stuff. I will do the grids as I can in airport lounges. As you've well seen, if you've been around for a while, you've seen me sitting in a first-class lounge in Dallas or in Charlotte or, in Munich or London Heathrow doing the grid, right, and hoping that it uploads by the time I'm getting on my plane. I'm not opposed to that, but when I'm at sea or if we're staying at a bed and breakfast in the middle of some Italian villa and in the middle of nowhere, kind of hard to guarantee a good signal. So if that's something you might even be remotely interested in, let me know. I can work with you on that. We can make it very super easy, and it won't low expectations. Bring it to what you wish. but I'm looking to recruit from the community. So with that said, until we see you next time, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. Be well out there to everyone you encounter, and especially those people who are strangers behind you in line. Be well. Cheers.